Fans, our next contest is the singles bout. It's scheduled for one fall.
We'll take a look at another Premier Championship Wrestling debut. Sam Beale has based his career on the Toledo, Ohio area for the past couple of years. A man who's worked very hard to get himself in tip-top physical shape. He's added a lot of upper body size and mass since I first started following his career. And Sam Beale is an alternate, as all of our events usually have young athletes looking for opportunities, looking for chances, looking for cancellations. Sam Beale is that athlete tonight because Sonny Vice is not here, but I don't believe it's an accident, BC. You can chime in any time.
I was waiting for Tommy Z to say his stuff. His opponent. Well, I will agree with you. I don't think it was an accident because Sonny Vice, he made his point, he sent a message, and he decided that he's just going to step aside. This is actually very generous of Sonny Vice to give a young Sam Beale a shot here.
Yeah, he's not avoiding Andrew Palace or anything, is he?
Absolutely not. He'd be insulted by that.
Silver squad here at Turner's Hall as Cisco Silver comes off of what many people would say would be the match of his life. One-on-one with Dylan Bostic for the welterweight championship. Bostic used some questionable means, some underhanded means, some downright dirty means to defeat Cisco Silver, and then made it personal after the matchup when Bostic called Cisco a failure and an embarrassment to his family, referencing Cisco's wife and young newborn daughter, 9 weeks old at the time.
Well, that's Bostic's opinion. You can't fault a man for giving his opinion.
This is who they feed.
I just,
Joe, look at that.
I just report the stories. As Sam Beale showing how good shape he's. Hey, Cisco's put together as well. I've said it before consistently. Cisco has outworked everybody of his experience level, of his weight class, and we're bouncing some pecs.
Yo, look, I can do that too. See,
you're not supposed to use your hands.
Well, I mean, they still bounce.
Sam talking about how small Cisco is. Certainly, Sam Beale is no welterweight. But Cisco's fearless. He'll fight no matter how big you are. And look at Cisco with a hurricane rod, nicely done.
We definitely don't want to underestimate Cisco Silver. He will make you pay for it.
Without a doubt. Sam Beale, he wants to come in, much like Big Facts earlier on, Sam wants to come in and make a statement. Sam wants to come in and make an impression. But you got to remember that the top young talent in this area are right here at Premier Championship Wrestling. And if you come in too full of yourself, that's what'll happen to you. Squad!
Is that what the circle over the eye thing? I don't know what the kids do nowadays.
That's his calling card, him and his Silver Squad.
I'm not hip. I know that shocks you. I'm not hip to what the kids are doing. I'm about a generation. But I know. I'm learning.
You and all those Perry Como references you make, I got count on one.
I got the swag. I'm down with the cowabunga. Dude.
Never mind.
Radical. Bro.
But, I mean, can you at least admit, as a man, as a human, as somebody with some kind of empathy, Dylan Bostic went way too far as Sam Beale with a clothesline. Bostic went way too far bringing somebody's family involved, especially Cisco's family's not in pro wrestling. They're not wrestlers. And another count one. But if Cisco, if his dad wrestled or his brother wrestled, and Dylan referenced that, that'd be one thing. But a 9-week-old newborn, to bring her into this conversation, that's crossing a line.
Well, I will say that it's always dangerous if you bring a person's family into any matter, whether it be wrestling or otherwise, because that's blood. That's not something you want to mess with. But whether you like it or not, it got under the skin of Cisco Silver, did it not? You were there. So
yeah, well, nice hang time. That suplex by Sam Beale Count of 2. Yeah, I mean, we both saw how that went down. I was in the trenches. I also saw Bostic, once he realized how hot Cisco got, Bostic was headed for the locker room. He didn't want anything to do with Cisco once he saw the look in Cisco's eyes, and something snapped in Cisco. You don't talk about family, bottom line, especially with how close I know Cisco is to all of his relatives. As Sam Beale on top again for a count of 1.
How? Do you go to their family functions, or are you in the? I know you're in the Silver Squad.
I talk to people. These people work for me. I go in the locker room. I get to know these people. I find out their stories. I know family is very important to Cisco. It's represented in a lot of his tattoos. It's represented in how he carries himself as a man. And his wrestling ability is represented with that enziguri kick. And Beale with a spine buster. Man, that's intense.
What represents the spine buster? Huh? Tell me about that.
Could be an upset victory. 2 count only.
I need you to start counting.
Well, Beale's going to have to stay on Cisco Silver. You know, all talks aside, he did come up short against Dylan Bostic, but you and I both know he was an eyelash away from being the welterweight champion.
In the eyes of many, Cisco should be welterweight champion. It felt like his night. Sam raining down with those elbow strikes right to the collarbone. And Cisco's still very much in that welterweight championship conversation, make no mistake about it. Bostic escaped that night, but he may not be able to escape as time goes on. Cisco the jawbreaker.
It's going to be interesting to see how Cisco rebounds from that. It's one thing to put yourself in a big matchup, and sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but how you recover from it really speaks to yourself as a man.
And multiple revolutions on the head scissors.
I will say Cisco Silver looking very impressive right now. But let's talk about it. Cisco Silver was not prepared for Sam Beale. He had other things on his dance card, so he thought.
Yeah, you adapt on the fly, you adjust as the competition changes. That's the mark of a champion. Cisco doing a heck of a job right now. Springboard, moonsault, near fall.
Do you think there's any truth to what Dylan Bostic would say? Do you think in Cisco's mind, maybe he got in there like, did I fail? You know the man, you're part of the squad, you do the circle thing. Do you think there's anything in his mind that he might have thought to himself, man, maybe Dylan's right?
Cisco got caught in midair. I think it's a nice Uranagi slam. I'll get to that point in a moment. Cover 2.5, long 2 count that time. I think it's human nature to question oneself and have a little bit of doubt and say, could I have done something different? Could I have done something better? But Cisco can't be paranoid. Cisco can't let somebody play with his emotions like that. I think Cisco, the most important thing to him is what his wife and daughter think about him, not what Dylan Bostic thinks. As Cisco connects high, but we'll see. If Dylan can rent space in Cisco's head, that's how Dylan's made a living for 11 years. Cisco elevates Beale. God, Buster connects. Oh, you can feel the air rushing out of Beale. Cisco's going to get him. That could be Dylan Bostic in the future.
It's just what I said. It's how you come back from adversity that tells the tale of whether you are championship caliber or not. And I'll say he came back from it. He had an opponent that was scheduled. Obviously, we know Sonny Vice couldn't show up. He had to adapt on the fly, as you mentioned. So maybe we will indeed see Cisco Silver against Dylan Bostic in the future. But I'm interested to see what Cisco has learned and what Dylan has learned as well.
Well, what we've learned about Cisco Silver is that he's got a lot of fight in him, and it's going to take a hell of a lot to keep him down.
Thank you, guys. Now you guys are in my squad. Now, last month, I didn't think I was going to win the welterweight championship, to be honest. I knew I was going to win it. I did everything right. I followed everything together with a team. And I was seconds within having that.
You started a rematch.
Unfortunately, I came up short, and I can live with that. I can even live with the fact that Dylan Bostic had to cheat in order to win. What I won't live with is another man talking about my family. Now, Dylan Bostic, as a man, there's certain things you don't do. You don't cross that line. I'll be the first one to say, you crossed it. My family's name should never come out your mouth for any reason.
That's right.
emphatic words from Cisco Silver, has not forgotten for a second the comments Dylan Bostic made, and there are consequences for those words, Mr. Bostic. Cisco Silver's coming for you, and he's bringing the squad with him.